Spain is once again a European champion, winning all its matches, something historical that had never happened before in the history of football. A unique generation and a dominant style of play, having a squad with very dangerous players on the wing and a modern midfield and defense. But there was a Spain that captivated everyone and changed football forever and ever. Between 2008 and 2012, the Spanish national football team lived its golden age, winning the historical treble, Euro 2008, World Cup 2010 and Euro 2012. Never before had a team won 3 consecutive international tournaments, marking a before and after in the history of world football. But what made this team so special? How did they manage to dominate football during these 4 years? The Euro 2008 marked the beginning of this glorious era. Until then, Spain was considered an eternal promise, something similar to England, who are always considered for the title, but never win it. A talented team, but unable to make the big step. However, the arrival of Luis Aragonés as coach brought a complete revolution. Aragonés created a base for winning mentality.
Ganar y volver a ganar.
But above all, built a team based on possession and collective play, something that would be reflected in his short touch style, later known as tiki-taka. For tiki-taka to work, the players had to adapt to the style of play, something that began with the call-up for 2008 Euro, in which he decided not to call up true legends of Spanish football such as Raúl, after having been named the best player of La Liga 2007-2008. This decision was very questioned in Spain, but they were able to advance steadily in the group stage, winning all 3 of its matches against Sweden, Russia and the current champions, Greece. But the real challenge came in quarterfinals, where they faced Italy. After a close match, Spain won on penalties with a heroic performance from Casillas. From there, it was all downhill. They beat Russia 3-0 in the semi-finals and reached the final in 2008, where they beat Germany 1-0 in the finals thanks to a goal from Fernando Torres, who chipped Oliver Kahn. The Euro title ended a 44-year drought and marked the beginning of a historic era. Players like Xavi, Iniesta, Xavi Alonso, Piqué, Sergio Ramos began to create their legend, being players who were explicitly made for a playing philosophy and knew how to put it into practice. After the victory in 2008, Spain's project was quite serious, with young players who were already performing in their teams and were champions of Europe with Spain and most of them with Barcelona also. But something unexpectedly happened. Luis Aragonés decided to leave the Spain's manager position because he did not feel valued by the Spanish federations, since supposedly contacted other managers during the tournament. Vicente del Bosque, a coach who had already won 2 Champions League as coach of Real Madrid, took the reins of the team, giving continuity to the project. With a consolidated style and players in the best moment, Spain arrived at the World Cup in South Africa as favourites. However, the start was not easy. The team lost 0-1 to Switzerland in their first match, but that defeat woke up the team, which from there began its path to glory, winning its next 2 games against Honduras and Chile and finishing first in the group. In the final phase, Spain won all of its matches by the minimum difference of 1-0 from the round of 16 to the final, demonstrating total control over its rivals, winning Portugal, Paraguay with 2 goals in the final minutes by David Villa, and Germany with an incredible header by Puyol. They were in the final. The final was against Holland, a team that lost several World Cup finals in the past and wanted redemption. The team maintained its patience and faith in its style, although Holland did not make it easy for them due to the defensive aggressive style that they maintained. Until in the 116th minute, Andrés Iniesta scored the most important goal in the history of Spanish football. Spain was crowned world champion for the first time, something historic for such an important country. La Roja was at the top of the world football. And if you ask me as a Spanish, how was Spain that day? Oh my god, how was Spain that day? But there was a last mission incoming for this generation in 2012, which was again the Euro Cup. Facing the 2012 Euro Cup as defending champions and world champions was not an easy task. Expectations were very high and burnout was beginning to show in some players. But Spain not only responded, but once again demonstrated its superiority in an overwhelming way. The team implemented tactical adjustment. Vicente del Bosque used Cesc Fabregas as a false 9, generating an even more dynamic and difficult to predict game. In the group stage, they won very comfortably Croatia and Ireland, but drew with Italy. But this was enough to be first in the group. In the knockout phase, Spain showed its best version. It beat France in the quarterfinals, beat Portugal in a dramatic penalty shootout in the semi-finals, and reached the final to face Italy. The final was a spectacle. Spain dominated from start to finish, with goals from David Silva, Jordi Alba, Fernando Torres and Juan Mata, achieving a resounding 4-0 victory. With this victory, Spain became the first team to win 3 consecutive international tournaments. The legacy of this generation goes beyond the titles. Spain not only won, but changed the way of understanding football. Tiki-taka became a style that prioritized possession, control, and patience with the ball, leaving behind the direct and physical game that dominated Europe in the past. The influence of this team was such that its style was replicated in teams around the world, from clubs to national teams. Players like Xavi, Iniesta, Casillas, Busquets, Villa became legends, leaving a legacy that lasts to this day. But like every successful cycle, this one also had its end. After Euro 2012, the team failed to replicate the same success in the following years. The elimination in the group stage of 2014 World Cup marked the end of this golden era. Thank you, Spain.